Slack presents hands-free conversations.
Hello, car commuter, dog walker, stroller pusher. Your hands are busy. It's why we created Huddles in Slack, because sometimes talking is easier than typing.
Huddle without the hassle. In Slack.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, welcome to Bloody Happy Hour. We got a quickie.
I love a quickie, and we got some juicy stuff for you. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. It's not going to be as breaking when this comes out in 4 days, but that's fine. But it's breaking right now. And Eliza Fletcher, we all know who she was. She was the runner.
Okay.
Got attacked by Cleotha.
Mm-hmm.
Her cause of death was just released. And she was shot in the back. She was shot in the back of the head. And this is also what I just found. Literally breaking. You don't even know.
No, what?
She also had blunt force trauma injuries to her right leg, and fentanyl was discovered in her system. One reading shows a concentration of 10. I don't know, NG/ml. So 10 milliliter, whatever. 10, amount of 10 was found in her system, and you can die with the amount of 5 milliliters or whatever in your system.
That's a lot. What, he was trying to...
I have no idea. Why did he also shoot her in the back of the head? So, okay, if she's... blunt force injuries to her right leg. So she's running. He grabs her by the leg, or because I was thinking about it this morning when I was doing it.
Kicks her or swung and hit her with something. Like he had a big...
Yeah, like a bat or something.
Or a bat and hit her, and that's probably what got her down.
But when do you put fentanyl? You give her... Well, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all right now.
Raped.
I know
that was a way to make her pass out.
Let me tell you right now. I know Halloween's coming up, and I've been hearing over the past week that in Skittles and Sweet Tarts and Smarties, all these people are putting those fentanyl candies in those candies. And they're bright colored. They're
Is this
bright.
TikTok? Is this TikTok
No.
paranoia?
Well, no, it's YouTube and Instagram.
And
And I think it was even on the news. It was even on the news.
I remember. Oh, scary.
But apparently they're somehow getting them into these packages of these candies. So just don't give your kid. No, it was on the news.
Mm-hmm.
Just because and you don't know if it's within the package. You're just scarfing it down.
What's the purpose? Are they
to kill you?
I know, but why?
I don't know. I
think they just want to sell it and make people addicts.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand. I think it's because China. Because that's where it's coming from. The Chinese trying to kill us.
Oh, goodness.
But
scary.
Why?
Just be Jehovah's Witness and don't celebrate.
Why would they give her fentanyl?
Well, when you said shot in the back of the head, I was like, she was fighting, so he had to do it quick. But now that there's drugs in her system, that's how he subdued her. I wonder if can you inject fentanyl? Yeah.
Unless he just shoved that little sweet tart thing in her mouth.
And then that's the way he controlled her to have his way with her. And then at the end, he shot her if she didn't already die. Wouldn't that already kill you?
Well, I don't know, because it says the cause of death. Eliza died after she was shot in the back of the head. So maybe she
was still alive.
Yeah.
Or passed out. I don't know. All I could do is speculate.
Y'all, that is so awful.
No,
That's so awful. Oh my God, that's so terrible.
Wow.
Well, speaking of awful, that's what we do here.
Come on, Debbie.
Debbie.
I've been listening
Listen,
to Debbie.
last week we just gave you we made your mouth water.
Debbie Collier, Athens, Georgia, right? The mama.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's recap for them.
All right. So she was found. Yes, she's in Athens. She's the 59-year-old. She was found in the woods, charred body, naked, kind of clinging to a tree. And it was just all of a sudden random. We just heard about it. Nobody knew what was going on. There was this weird Venmo text, like a Venmo, and you can have a message attached to your Venmo. And it was a Venmo sent from her to her daughter. And it was kind of cryptic, like they have me, I love you. The key is under the flower pot, whatever.
They're not going to let me go.
They're not going to let me go. This is kind of what we knew. Okay, there's been several updates, and I'm going to tell you, and we'll go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So they have recently went and ruled this from a homicide investigation to a death investigation, meaning they're now considering that she could have deleted herself. Suicide.
Killed herself. Okay.
I'm going to say deleted because that's a good word. Okay, but there's video footage from her going and buying a bunch of stuff at the Family Dollar store.
Buying the stuff that was found.
So listen to this timeline. She was 24 hours. Okay, she's in this Family Dollar store less than 24 hours before they find her body.
Okay.
Right? So she's calm. She has no fear. She's relaxed, whatever. And the video shows, and she's alone, and she also has this rental car. Like she's in a rental van because her car is in the shop, or she had a wreck recently. Something's wrong with her car, so she's in this. Have a wreck. So she's in this rental.
Okay.
Which that comes into play later because that's how they find her car.
Yeah.
So she's at this dollar store. It's 2:55 p.m. and she's buying a poncho, like a refillable torch lighter, paper towels, a red tote bag, and a big tarp. Okay. So that's at 2:55. She leaves the store around 3:09. Okay. So 8 minutes after she leaves the store, she sends the Venmo to her daughter. But where she's going is a 19-minute drive. So from the time she left the store to where she ends up is 20 minutes, let's say. But that text, the Venmo, was sent
halfway between.
It had to have been while she was in the vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's really strange. And so she sent, the amount was like $2,385. People are confused about it. My opinion is I think it's just the total amount that was in her Venmo.
Yeah.
Just send all the money.
Or
whatever.
accounts. People don't, except for you, hold thousands of dollars in their Venmo like that.
Yeah, I do.
Unless.
So she just probably was,
just got paid for something.
I'll tell you my theory in a little bit. And so it says, they are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door. Okay. That's a little suspicious.
That, to me, I was like, is that the code?
I'm going to bring that up. So she's in this rental car, and where her car ends up, it's off of a highway, and it's on this road called Victory Home Lane. And this is about 60 miles from Athens, which is where she lives.
Okay.
So that's weird. And
That's where she's driving.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So her body's discovered. So her car's parked at the entrance into this road. It's just stopped there. Like, it's unlocked, it's open, whatever. About a quarter mile down the road, that's where she's found. She's found clinging to the tree. She's naked. We've talked about it. She's partially burned. But what we found out recently is that they also discovered, like, there was remnants of the tarp and the tote bag, and like the base of the tree is like charred. And I just read today that there was a bullet case, like a bullet, like a unused bullet that was found nearby. They don't know if it's connected, but they have collected it as evidence.
Okay.
So the Venmo, yes, I was going to say, unless it's a code word, the keys under the flower pot.
Yeah.
There's no, why would you, is this going to be your last text message that you're going to send to Trent?
No.
When you're in like your dying last moments, your final breath, you're going to send that text message to Trent?
And Trent already has a key to the house. So then at first I was like, why doesn't daughter already have a key to the house? I don't care how grown you are.
So I also
but you said
looked
she
up
didn't
that
live at the house.
she just had moved, like she was living in Maryland and she just had moved back 2 days ago.
Daughter or Debbie?
Daughter, Amanda.
Okay, Amanda Bearden.
Had just moved back, and she was a drug addict, and there was situations going on with her. She was kicked out of the house, stuff going on, and it could have, there's a lot of situations here. There's a lot of options here. First of all, I'm going to say I don't think this is random at all, because like if you're going to burglarize somebody, you're going to take their stuff and leave, or you're going to shoot them and go. But whatever is happening, they're driving her far enough out, and they're having to carry her body to this ravine, because it's in a ravine. She's partially burned. Some of this stuff she bought is partially burned. So are they trying to like burn things as they're carrying her there? Why is it partially burned? Are they staging some kind of scene? Like what?
And she couldn't have walked. She wouldn't have volunteered.
And she had like a bad back.
Because she had a bad back, right?
Yes. And
but why is she buying her own kill supplies?
Well, unless her daughter. Okay. So also, when I looked up this address, I looked up where her car was found, which was Victory Home Lane. And the first thing that popped up was Victory Home Lane Recovery Center or treatment facility. Like it was a drug rehab place. Yeah. So I thought, was her daughter like saying, I'm at this recovery center, come bring me these things? Or I don't know. Somebody said she was out hiding in the woods, and then they like told her to buy these things and then bring them out to her. And then, but it doesn't make sense with the phone and the Venmo and the sending it.
Daughter's a drug addict and wanted the money.
Yeah. But if she sent it halfway on her way to there, her daughter must have had somebody else had her phone.
She was in the car with her. I bet daughter was in the car.
And they already, I
don't know.
Well, also 2 years ago, she had like a huge black eye. This also came up. Debbie. She had this big old huge black eye, never reported it to the cops. There was no call about it, domestic violence. And like, we didn't know if like, has the husband been abusive, which he's been completely cooperative. You're not hearing anything about him. You're hearing everything about the daughter and the boyfriend.
Yeah. They try to say, they sleep in separate beds, and that's sketchy, but a lot of couples, when they get older anyways, they will.
Well,
and the fact that he didn't see her, the last time he saw her was like 9:00 that night, even though he left at 9 that morning.
And he said her car
he didn't talk to her all day.
Yeah.
I did listen to the 911 call, and he did state his alibi like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, he's really trying to make it known that he was not anywhere around any time during the day.
Yeah.
He didn't seem very frantic on the 911 call, but by this time it had only been like 2 hours or 3 hours. What else was sketchy is that daughter got this message at this time, but she didn't actually call the police and report her missing until 2 or 3 hours later.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 hours later.
And she said that she was out and about looking for places she thought her mom would have been.
Yeah, like Walmart, Ulta.
Yeah. I remember Ulta. But to get a message like that, and now she's really, really scared, why don't you automatically call? I thought daughter in the beginning. I hadn't seen a picture of daughter. I had no idea about daughter.
Did you see a picture of her now?
Now I saw a picture of daughter, so she is a little sketch. The fact that they are on drugs and there's a drug addict boyfriend in this scene, right? And now they're being real paranoid, thinking people are coming after them.
Because they're like putting up barricades in their house, like in their.
That's meth.
But like, I don't even know where their house is. Because if they just move back there, there's so many different details that are coming out. It's crazy. Also, I heard that Debbie was found without a cell phone.
Yeah.
So where the hell's a cell phone? How is she? That's how you send your Venmo.
Yeah.
So the whole way that they found where her car was is because Sirius XM or whatever pinged somehow her car because it was a rental and it pinged the rental company and they found the car. The car was just sitting there in broad daylight, like right off the highway. So I feel like somehow the daughter needed money. The daughter just wanted these other, whoever the drug dealers were who she was trying to get money from. They were like, we need this money. So maybe she was with the mom and somehow, I don't know how she ended up being burnt and naked. Because people are saying maybe it's suicide, but like, you're just going to get naked? No, you're not going to do that to yourself.
And people burn thinking they're going to destroy evidence. So however she died, I don't know. They haven't released that yet. I think the purpose of burning her was to get rid of evidence. I'm only saying that because that's in my story that I'm about to do.
Yeah, and they don't realize how much it takes to burn a body.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a lot of heat. Like way, a long heat and really hot heat.
Yeah.
Chandler Halderson taught me all these things. Ooh, I can't wait to do him. That story is so crazy.
I don't know how you haven't done him yet.
Well, because I had to think about it, and I'm coming up with new theories. But I think that it's really sketchy. I think somehow the daughter must have owed some drug people some money, and this is how she was going to get the money, and then somehow all this stuff went wrong, and I don't think she expected it to go like this. I think she just wanted to get money from her mom, and somehow whoever these people just kind of started to set her on fire, or I don't know. But I don't think she did it to herself.
No.
And I think maybe she was trying to help her daughter out in some way. I don't know.
I was like, is she going to bury her daughter and then her daughter? Because she is not stressed out at all buying this stuff.
No.
She's buying, and she ain't going camping.
Somebody said that maybe she was like going to a tailgate because she was like a Georgia Bulldogs fan or something. They're like, well, it was supposed to rain, so that's why she got the poncho. And then
it was a Saturday.
And it was a Saturday. And
why do you need a tarp and a
maybe
torch?
She was going to light the grill.
And they were going to keep it lit, and it was going to burn up 14 cars like it did at one of those games. Did you see that?
No.
I think it was an NFL game. They were tailgating. Then they went in to watch the game, but they didn't turn off the barbecue pit. And like 4 cars
I did see that.
got burned up.
Well, let me tell you one last thing is as of currently right now, tomorrow morning, their sheriff's department is supposed to do like a briefing, a public briefing at 9 a.m.
Good.
So this will be outdated by the time you hear it, but that's okay. Check our Instagram because I will post it on our story.
My goodness, I've been listening to it, so I'm excited to hear an update.
I don't know. I'm just really disturbed about the Eliza Fletcher one.
Well, let me disturb you a little bit more, and let's go to LSU.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Allison Rice, 21-year-old student at LSU. She was marketing major, I believe. She was at the arcade with her friends. Video game, plays,
Dave & Buster's,
arcade,
whatever.
something like that, with her friends. She left a little after midnight and went through the drive-thru and got her some food. She was coming to a crossing. It's Louisiana, so probably not. It's coming to a crossing, and there was a rail where a railroad track is.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes trains are stopped, right? I always think maybe the conductor's taking a nap. And so she was going to turn around because it stopped. It's not like you got to wait for the train to pass by.
So she's not, the crossbar thing is down?
It's not down because it's just stopped. It only comes down when the train is coming. And
No,
the train
it comes down if it's stopped. I don't know.
But I don't think all the lights and stuff are blinking. I don't know why.
Oh, so she just, I was just curious where her car was.
She was about to go through the intersection, but she couldn't anymore because the train blocked the intersection because it's just sitting there, right? Well, there were cars on the other side of the intersection, and there was cars where she was. A witness said that she saw 2 gunmen dressed in a hoodie. They passed up the witness car, went through the box cars where the railroad was.
So they crossed over the tracks?
Crossed over the tracks and shot at Allison 10 times through her windshield. And witness is like, I gotta go. So, of course, witness left. Allison looked like she was trying to turn around and go, but then couldn't because she got shot. She was dead. She was shot in the abdomen, like in her stomach area. So, what is that? Just hearing that part, what does that sound like? They were looking for Allison.
Yeah, like it was targeted. Like they were shooting her on purpose. Yeah.
Looking for her. They passed up 1 or 2 other cars, went to her.
I mean, you shoot 10 times, bam, bam, like that's your goal.
Yeah. They are currently looking for like cameras. There's no camera in that area, but I guess it's a nice area. They're like, this is not an area that you think that this would happen in. And so they don't have any information right now. The FBI and the DEA, you know what the DEA stands for?
Drug Enforcement Agency?
Yeah, they're on this case. So then I was like,
did she have drugs in her? Like,
I was like, what does drugs have
obviously
to do with
they
it?
found drugs all up in that car.
Because I was thinking, okay, does she have something to do with drugs? Because people were throwing out maybe this is a gang initiation. And like
they must have had issues. Like, I wonder if they've had similar cases like this has happened.
And so it's a familiar, maybe like drug gang or something. And that's why maybe they would have DEA. I don't know any other reason, but I've heard nothing else about drugs. They're probably keeping it low. I've heard nothing else about drugs. But I'm also proud of, where's LSU? Baton Rouge? Baton Rouge police for calling in reinforcements like immediately, because it's FBI, DEA, plus the Baton Rouge police like on this.
This person, who's her? She got money.
I don't know. I mean, she was just a beautiful, like brown hair, like brunette head, like beautiful girl, cheerleader in high school, like just all around girl. She's gonna graduate in a year. 21 years old, eating French fries, and was gunned down.
Y'all. So most likely she is just random car.
That's what parents' dad interviewed, and he was like, she was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
What's her name?
Allison with an I. Rice. Mm-hmm. Dad said he thinks it's wrong place at the wrong time, but why didn't you shoot anybody? If it was just random, you just needed to shoot somebody, why didn't you shoot in those other 2 cars? Why did you hop over some train tracks to shoot at Allison?
It's houses on the sides or apartments on the sides, not maybe cameras are pointed at the tracks. But I guess you can.
What? I guess here.
In general, I guess they can go look at cameras nearby and follow her car and whatever they do. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah.
If there was something illegal found in the car, they hadn't.
She was a bartender. Maybe she
had a stalker.
Maybe. That's terrible. Wow. Well, there you go. There's a lot of juicy bits for you. So
2 more stories for you to be obsessed with and follow, you guys. All right, that's it.
I have no more. I still have no updates on Kylie Rodney, except for that her mom did have this interview saying she wanted the public to leave them alone, basically to leave them alone.
The parents.
Mm-hmm. And apparently this community that they live in is like very small, very close. Mm-hmm. Kind of like West,
yeah.
Just like everybody got your back. We're going to cover this up. And we're going to cover this or whatever. Like they probably all grew up around each other. And it's like the Sammy stalker or whatever, suspicious Sammy, and like Sammy's mom and Kylie's mom were like BFF or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe Kylie's mom doesn't want to like rush to turn in or like to say anything if I don't know. That's kind of what the speculation is. And then it's like, well, they're like, let the police do their jobs. And then us as people are just like, this is all looking real shady. Mm-hmm. Why would you not want them to find who did this to her? Because it seems that she did not do it to herself. But they're supposed to come out in November and tell us an update.
I don't understand why November.
I think they're trying they want it to like die down because also the sheriff of that county or whatever is the sheriff, is the coroner, and is also the public like announcement servant, whoever. She has 3 titles.
No.
It's bad. It gives me Ozark vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know what happened and they're just like going to cover it up and like maybe so they're hoping that the story dies down and people stop talking about it and forget about it and then move on.
No,
we're not at all. It's not going to happen.
Too many sleuths out there.
Yeah, that one. And who's the other one? I'm still waiting to hear a autopsy from that Cassie Carly girl from Forever Ago from Florida, who did the exchange with her ex.
Oh, yeah.
And that was so long ago, but I'm on it until I hear, I'm just saying. So there you go.
Woo! In the news. Okay, we will see y'all Thursday with a full episode. We're going to go to Tyler, Texas on Thursday. Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.